for year 5 of ALGS, I will be still continuing competitive. The main things I want to talk about is kind of the decisions on why I'm continuing and kind of what I'm going to be doing in the future, stuff like that. So I love it. I do think competing is really fucking fun, and I'm sure you guys can tell. You know, I've been a content creator. Well, I technically played professionally, content creator, professionally, whatever, you know, went back and forth. And obviously being a content creator means a lot to me, and I do really enjoy streaming and, you know, having that route. But I've also been really enjoying the competitive route. You know, I really want to win. I really want to, you know, just compete on the stage. You know what I'm saying? Just nothing about that. I feel like I can't get that same feeling through anything else I chase. And I've done a lot in my life, you know what I mean, so far in content creation. I will not lie that there has been a lot of things that I wanted to do as a content creator throughout like the past years. And I want to say that like I still want to do a lot of things in content creation, but as of right now, you know, like being somebody who kind of juggles both content creation and also competitive, it just never really worked, you know what I mean? And I do think that kind of shows inside, like obviously the results, maybe just me as a person and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that, you know, I kind of like in this vacation just really thought about, really kind of decided of like what I want to do and how I want to like move forward. After this Japan land, I was thinking about quitting. I was thinking about just chalking it up, going home and just saying, fuck it, we're a content creator. You know what I mean? I was ready to quit. I was ready to quit honestly a long time ago, to be honest. I think the time I was ready to quit when I first thought about it, I think I was ready to quit after LA land. And that was a long time ago. I think that was like at the beginning of the last year. So yeah, I was ready to quit then. And I kind of just didn't really want to do it anymore. And yeah, I think like over time, it's kind of just like things kept happening. You know, I was like, okay, I really want to play, but I just like, you know, I needed something to change. And that's kind of when I decided to go move with Moist. And then after playing with, you know, the Moist boys, I was like, damn, fuck, we can win. Like, holy shit, we can. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously we didn't win or we didn't get close to like placing well, but like we were a strong team coming into that. So that's why I was like, damn, we're so close. And that's why I kept going and kept playing champs. And I, you know, I even said it with before Japan champs, is that like, you know, if I didn't get a spot or get in team and stuff like that for Japan champs, it'd been all good, and I would have just went out in content creation, stuff like that. But we were able to obviously get a team there. I got to play. Unfortunately, we didn't make finals, but that kind of, you know, re-scratched the itch into like me wanting to compete still. So yeah, for continue comp, and you know, I'm just gonna keep pursuing it and keep seeing how it is. I'm definitely gonna be putting a lot more time and effort into it. I think my Twitch just crashed. All right, they were back. Yeah, I'm gonna put a lot more time and effort into it. I know that like I said, I've been kind of going back and forth in between content creation and comp. You know, like some days I'll play Valorant, some days I'll play Marvel Rivals, and you know, I think like that type of stuff is gonna be definitely put, you know, to the side a little bit more. I think I'm gonna just focus on like strictly Apex, you know, grinding Apex, you know, Kovaxing and doing all that stuff, auto reviewing, you know, really putting like my maximum effort in, you know, and like you could always say that I should have done that in the past, and I definitely should have, but you know, as a content creator as well, you know, it's just a little bit harder to fully commit when you have other things like Marvel Rivals is the most popular game, and you know, it's good for your stream and stuff like that. It, you know, because my stream is also my wealth, and also like I have other things in my life outside that I have to take care of, like family, you know, house, pet dogs, you know, whatever. Don't don't want to yap too much about that type of stuff, but you know, competitive isn't the best financial choice, and I already know that. And I do think you give up a lot of your financials from being a content creator to pursue something you're passionate about and have the opportunity to gain something that you cannot buy with money. You know what I mean? You cannot, no matter how much money I make in the world, if I am a world champion, I think that is far more greater than sometimes money. So, yeah. So that's kind of why I'm pursuing competition still and seeing how that goes. As I am fully pursuing myself into competitive, I am still going to prioritize, obviously being somewhat of a content creator. Like, I'm not going to be going and playing as many games on the side. Like, don't get me wrong. There is a Marvel Rivals tournament that I'm a part of, a content creator one. So I will play a little bit for that. But in general, I won't be like fucking grinding other games and, doing that type of stuff. Like, I'll be playing Apex for majority. And then I'll have the sponsored streams here and there. Like, still the things to help me make my money. You know what I'm saying? But also the things that I take, like I get offered, to play games here and there all the time. And I say no because some of them are just bad. Some of them are good, whatever. But yeah, a lot of that stuff is to pay my bills. So, that's usually what that goes. But I'll still be fully committed in Apex and that type of stuff. Yeah, my routine will most likely be go to the gym every single day. Or not every single day, but go to the gym, go back home, rank, fucking, do all that stuff. You're gonna see a different me, no cap. You're gonna see a fucking monster, absolute monster. Yeah. Like I said, roster stuff will be announced and everything like that shortly. Not gonna be the one to do it. Oh, IGL ARC. Yeah, I'm sure you guys want to know about that. So yeah, obviously I was IGLing for the 100 Thieves, and things didn't work out there, but it's all good. We are going to be IGLing still. So the next team I'm playing with is I'm still IGLing. I know there's a lot of comments, like this goddamn one Redditor. Oh my gosh. They are just pissing me off. You know what I'm saying? They are pissing me off, bro. They're just yapping so much and they just don't know shit. It's just like, bro, how do you talk so much? And then not only that, they I feel like they go on different posts, different comments, and just repeat the same thing over and over. I'm just like, dude, they seem like they're against me. They're like, dude, he can't fucking IGL. Like, it's just like pissing me off. And then they're like, oh, dude, but I really wish Timmy just would like continue IGLing and continue playing pro play. Like, I'm actually like rooting for him. I'm like, the fuck are you saying, man? Like, this is just not making sense anymore. You know what I mean? But either way, all good. But yeah, I think through a lot of it, a lot of people were kind of gonna ask like, why you continue, IGLing and stuff like that. I think the main things to talk about for sure about that is definitely like, I believe that one, I can do it. I can like IGL and I can be a good IGL. Obviously, there are like any other IGL, like I make mistakes, I make bad plays, make bad calls, and and I think people kind of dwell on the mistakes a little too hard. You know what I mean? Like, I think I IGL'd pretty decent all through like the scrims coming up into the LAN, and obviously at LAN I still in the group stages still IGL'd not too bad. I mean we got to winners, and then obviously in the winners bracket, we had some mistakes, and not everything also like, I'm sure you guys can watch the POVs, and I'm sure the POVs are there, but I made some bad calls, I made some good calls, and it just like as a team we collectively didn't follow through the calls. We got counter called, I counter called, I didn't listen to Jen's calls. There's a lot of things here and there, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I think that's just like, we all just needed to go with one decision and just really work together. But that's just like the problem, is that, you know, when you have too many voices, too many things, too many people that believe in different things, it just gets a lot like harder, and we just weren't compatible as a team. You know, obviously we're all pretty decent players, and I think that it could have worked, but it also, you know, made sense why it didn't work. So no big deal. You know, can't really go back and change that thing, and you know, you're gonna work for the future. But yeah, I think for me, you know, like I think at the end of the day, I was definitely inexperienced IGL. You know, obviously it's my very first LAN, and I think it'd be kind of crazy. I think it'd be kind of crazy if I went, you know, fucking nuclear in my first LAN to IGL. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really feel like I had the best opportunity to IGL. You know, I do think like it's not like I needed a solo IGL, because I do think I was not good enough as an IGL to solo call, but I do think I just needed some help with information and support calls and stuff like that. But either way, going into the next team, I am going to be the IGL. And this time around, I do have teammates that will most likely listen to me. I'm gonna say most likely, because you never really know. Fuck it, maybe they might start piping up for some goddamn reason. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think it should be okay. And yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good. I know that a lot of people also said, like, you know, why don't I go play Fragger role? Why don't I go play underneath an IGL and yada yada yap yap yap? You know, don't get me wrong. Like I totally understand exactly why people think that, and why they, you know, believe I should, or suggest it and stuff like that. Totally understand. Yeah, there's just a lot that goes into it. But at the end of the day, you know, I think when it comes down to it is, you know, I think I'll bring up Moist, for example. When I was playing on Moist, I fully felt like I trusted, you know, Waltzy and stuff like that. You know, obviously I had counter calls here and there, and I think that's just like natural when you're a co-IGL sometimes, you know. And also I didn't really like playing a co-IGL role with Dez back then and playing a co-IGL with Waltzy were just two different things. You know, like Dez wanted me to have more of a say when I was on his team, versus Waltzy, he kind of wanted things to go a little bit more his way. And you know, I've learned that being a co-IGL, what's very important about that role is to really feed information to your IGL, and also reassure their calls. Because, you know, as IGLing in this last LAN, you know, that's something I actually wish that I had, was more just like, hey, there's things happening over here, there's happening over here. Okay, to me, like if I make a call, it's like, hey, like that, yeah, let's do that. Or, you know what I mean? Like Waltzy would used to say, like, you know, just say yes, or just do this. And I didn't understand, you know, when I was teaming with him, but I think afterwards I realized that, you know, before, I realized that like it is something you need as an IGL from your teammates, you know. Like if I'm like, hey, should we do this, should we do that, and no one's fucking responding, now I have to spend another 5-10 seconds thinking like, is this the actual fucking right play? But if someone just says yeah, even if they don't think it's the right play, we're fucking doing it, and maybe it's gonna work, you know what I mean? And then we will learn from it. But it's just those things that you don't really know until you actually experience it. And yeah, I think it's just like a lot of like learning steps. I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of the game in general. I do lack like a lot of macro and decision making sometimes, but you know, I do think that's a lot of like inexperienced type of things. Like I just didn't know that that was possible, you know. And after competing for quite some time now, maybe like a year, you know, I think I've learned quite a bit, and I'm pretty confident in majority of the things I call. And there's just like a few things here and there, like, oh, I've never rotated from this side before, I've never played this spot before, so it's always going to be like a question mark if this is the right choice or not. But I do think with this next team, I'm gonna be pretty confident. And also like the coach and, you know, the analyst plays a big role into these things, and I believe that, you know, they'll really help me and, you know, shape me into the player that I want to be, you know. Yeah, the announcement will be very soon. I think at the end you will find out within a week. So It'll be on Twitter. It'll be on Instagram. So if you want to follow socials, it'll be there.